What if Luke was raised by Anakin and Padmé? Let's explore that possibility. One decision, one moment, one word that changes everything. Mustafar burns beneath a blood-red sky. Lava pours through the shattered landscape like rivers of fire. Ash fills the air. The heat is unbearable. And standing in the middle of it all is Anakin Skywalker. His lightsaber is raised above Obi-Wan Kenobi, who lies broken on the scorched platform. One strike, and it will all be over. Anakin's eyes glow yellow, the dark side burning inside him. His breathing is heavy, not from the fight, but from the war raging inside his mind. Obi-Wan looks up at him, weak and wounded. "You were my brother Anakin," he whispers. "I loved you." Those words hit harder than any blade. For a moment, Anakin's hand trembles. Memories flash across his mind. Training together in the Jedi Temple, laughing during the Clone Wars, flying missions, side by side, and always Pob, her smile, her voice, and the dream that started everything, the nightmare of her dying in childbirth. Calling his name as life fades from her eyes, "I had to," Anakin mutters. "I had to save her." Obi-Wan struggles to breathe. By becoming this, he says, by murdering children, by destroying everything you once believed in. The words echo in Anakin's mind. Children, the Younglings, the temple halls. Filled with silence, a small voice from earlier that day returns to haunt him. "Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?" Anakin remembers igniting his lightsaber. He whispers. Then another voice cuts through the chaos. "Anakin," he turns. Padmé stands at the ramp of her ship. Her face is wet with tears, one hand resting on her pregnant belly. Seeing her like this stops him completely. She isn't the dying figure from his nightmares. She's alive, real. "Please," she says softly, "don't do this." Her voice trembles. "I can't watch you become this person." Her hand presses gently against her stomach. "Our children need their father." "Children," the word hits him like a shock. "Children," Anakin repeats, nods. "Twins, a boy and a girl. They need the real you, Anakin," she says, "not whatever Palpatine turned you into." The yellow glow in Anakin's eyes flickers. For the first time since he fell, the darkness weakens. He looks down at Obi-Wan, then at his own hands stained with blood. The weight of everything crashes over him at once. Mace, Windu, falling from the shattered window, Palpatine's cold laughter, the Jedi Temple, the children. What have I done? The red blade disappears as Anakin shuts off his lightsaber. The weapon slips from his fingers and clatters onto the metal floor. He falls to his knees. Padmé rushes to him, wrapping her arms around him as he trembles. Obi-Wan slowly pushes himself up, wincing in pain. "We don't have time," he says. "Palpatine will send reinforcements." Order 66 is already spreading across the galaxy. Jedi are being hunted, and now, so are they. Anakin helps Obi-Wan stand. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. "I thought I was saving her." Obi-Wan studies him for a long moment. "If you truly mean that," he says, "then help us stop him." Moments later, they board Padmé's ship. Behind them, Mustafar roars with volcanic fury, the place where Darth Vader was supposed to be born. Instead, it becomes the place where Anakin Skywalker chooses to live. But redemption doesn't erase consequences. The Empire is rising, the Jedi are falling, and Anakin knows he helped cause it. The journey to Polis Massa is quiet. Anakin sits in the cockpit. Staring at his hands, the dark side still whispers to him. Promises of power. Promises that it isn't too late to finish what he started. But every time the whispers grow louder, he thinks about Padmé, about the children, about the future that might still exist. Obi-Wan meditates in the cargo hold. Using the Force to slow the bleeding from his wound, Padmé stays close to Anakin, her hand resting gently on his shoulder. She doesn't need to say anything. Her presence alone keeps him grounded. Hours later, their ship emerges from hyperspace. Polis Massa floats quietly among a field of lifeless asteroids, a hidden medical station far from the eyes of the Empire. Perfect for hiding the moment they land. Medical droids rush Padmé to a birthing suite. Obi-Wan is taken to surgery. Anakin tries to follow Padmé, but she stops him. "Go to Obi-Wan," she tells him gently. "You owe him that." Reluctantly, he nods. In the surgical bay, Obi-Wan lies on a medical table while a droid seals the lightsaber wound in his side. Anakin stands silently in the doorway. "This feels familiar," Obi-Wan says weakly. "One of us injured, the other?" Waiting, Anakin lowers his head. "This time, I'm the one who hurt you." Obi-Wan opens his eyes. "Yes, you did." A pause. "But I'm still here." Anakin looks up. "Why?" he asks. "After everything I've done, why didn't you kill me?" Obi-Wan meets his gaze. "Because you're my brother, and brothers don't give up on each other." Words break something inside. "Anakin, I killed them," he whispers. "The younglings, the Jedi, all of them. I thought it would save Padmé." Obi-Wan's voice softens. "You can't undo the past, but you can choose who you become now." Suddenly, alarms scream through the facility. Anakin's heart drops. He runs inside the birthing room. Droids move frantically around the bed. "She's losing the will to live," one of them says. "No." Anakin grabs her hand. "Padmé, stay with me." Her eyes slowly open. "There's still good in you," she whispers. "I know it. Don't let the darkness win." Moments later, 2 cries filled the room. Boy and a girl. The droid places the newborns into Anakin's arms. For the first time since Mustafar, he feels something other than guilt. "Hope," Palm smiles weakly. "Luke," she whispers, "and Leia." Nods, tears running down his face. "Our children." Padmé squeezes his hand. "Promise me you'll protect them." "I promise," he says. But before the moment can settle in, other alarm blares. Ships are arriving. Imperial ships Obi-Wan limps into the doorway and looks out the viewport. Clone troopers flood the landing platform, but leading them is not Palpatine. Dark figure steps forward. A red lightsaber ignites. The darkness surrounding him feels wrong, not natural, manufactured, twisted. Anakin grips his lightsaber. The fight for the future of the Skywalker family is about to begin. "Who is that?" Obi-Wan asks. "I don't know, but we're about to find out." The blast doors open. The figure steps inside, flanked by clone troopers. When he removes his hood, Anakin's blood runs cold. It's him, or rather, a twisted version of him. The face is Anakin's, but scarred and burned. The eyes are yellow but empty, lifeless. A clone. Obi-Wan breathes. "Palpatine made a clone of you. I am Vader." The figure's voice is mechanical, distorted. "The Emperor's will made flesh. I am what you should have been, Anakin Skywalker, the Emperor's greatest weapon. Surrender, and your deaths will be quick." Anakin steps forward, positioning himself between Vader and the birthing suite over my dead body. "That can be arranged." Vader charges. The 2 Anakins clash, their lights meeting in a shower of sparks. The clone is fast, aggressive, using the exact same fighting style that Anakin once favored. But there's no creativity, no adaptation, just raw power and brutality. Obi-Wan engages the clone troopers, his defensive form perfectly suited for holding off multiple attackers. His lightsaber moves in precise arcs, deflecting blaster bolts back at the troopers. One by one, they fall. Anakin and Vader's duel moves through the facility. They crash through doorways, their blades carving through metal and stone. "You're nothing but a shadow," Anakin snarls, "a copy, Palpatine's puppet, and you are a traitor." Vader's strikes come faster. "The Emperor offered you everything, power, immortality, the strength to save those you love. And you threw it away. For what? For weakness, for sentiment, for love." Anakin parries a strike and counters with a force push that sends Vader stumbling, something you'll never understand. "Love makes me stronger than you'll ever be." The duel continues, brutal and exhausting. Both fighters are evenly matched in skill, but Anakin has something Vader doesn't: purpose. Every strike, every parry is fueled by the memory of Padmé's smile, of the baby's cries, of the promise he made. Obi-Wan finishes the last clone trooper and joins the fight. Together, they overwhelm. Vader, the clone, fights desperately, but against 2 skilled Jedi, he doesn't stand a chance. Anakin's lightsaber slashes across Vader's chest. Obi-Wan's blade cuts through his arm. The red lightsaber falls from mechanical fingers. Vader drops to his knees, sparks flying from his damaged body. "The Emperor will make more of me. You cannot. Win, maybe, but we can try." Anakin drives his blade through Vader's heart. The clone shudders and falls still. In the aftermath, silence falls over Polis Massa. The facility is damaged, bodies littering the floors, but they're alive, all of them. The medical droids prepare her for transport, while Anakin holds the twins. Obi-Wan stands watch at the viewport, his eyes scanning for more Imperial ships. This is just the beginning. Palpatine won't stop. He'll hunt us to the ends of the galaxy. Then we disappear. Anakin's voice is firm. We find somewhere heal. Never think to look. Somewhere we can raise Luke and Leia in peace. And where would that be? Home. Padmé's voice is weak but certain. Naboo, the Lake Country. There are estates there, abandoned and forgotten. We can hide there, start over. Obi-Wan considers this. It's risky. Naboo is your homeworld, Padmé. He'll look there eventually. Then we make sure he has no reason to. We disappear completely. No communications, no contact with the outside galaxy. Just us and the children. Obi-Wan nods slowly. I'll stay nearby, in case you need me, but I'll keep my distance. The less connection we have, the better. As they prepare the ship for departure, Anakin takes one last look at the fallen Vader. A twisted reflection of what he almost became. He makes a silent vow. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, he'll never let the darkness win. Not again. The ship emerges from hyperspace above Naboo. The planet hangs in the void like a jewel. Its blue oceans and green continents, a stark contrast to the darkness they've just escaped. For Padmé, it's a homecoming. For Anakin, it's a chance at redemption. The Lake Country is just as beautiful as Padmé remembered. Rolling hills covered in wildflowers. Crystal clear lakes reflecting the sky. And nestled in a secluded valley, surrounded by mountains and water, is the villa. It belonged to Padmé's grandmother's family, abandoned after her death. No one has lived here in decades. It's perfect. They land in the overgrown courtyard. Vines have claimed the walls, and flowers bloom through cracks in the stone. Inside, dust covers everything, but the structure is sound. With some work, it could be a home. Obi-Wan helps them unload supplies, his movements still stiff from his injuries. I'll take the cottage across the lake. That way, I'm close if you need me, but far enough that I won't draw attention. Thank you, Obi-Wan. Padmé embraces him. For everything, the Jedi Master returns the hug, then looks at Anakin. This is your chance. Don't waste it. I won't, I promise. As Obi-Wan's ship lifts off toward the distant cottage, Anakin and Padmé stand together, holding their children. The future is uncertain. The Empire is rising. The Jedi are scattered or dead. But here, in this moment, they have peace. Weeks turn into months. The villa slowly transforms from a ruin into a home. Anakin uses his mechanical skills to repair the old generators and water systems. Padmé tends to the garden, growing vegetables and herbs. And the twins grow stronger each day. By the time they're 3 months old, Anakin can already sense the Force in them. It's strong, undeniable. Luke's presence is like a sun, bright and warm. Leia's is more focused, sharper. Together, they're extraordinary. But Anakin is careful. He doesn't push them, doesn't try to train them too early. For now, they're just children, his children. That's enough. The galaxy, however, doesn't share their peace. News filters in through Padmé's old contacts. The Empire is consolidating power. Palpatine has declared himself Emperor, dissolving the Senate and ruling with an iron fist. Systems that resist are crushed without mercy. The Jedi are being hunted to extinction. Obi-Wan visits occasionally, bringing news and supplies. Each time his face grows grimmer. The Inquisitorius has been formed. Jedi hunters, twisted by the dark side, they're scouring the galaxy for survivors. How many are left? Anakin asks. Not many. A handful, maybe. Most went into hiding or died fighting. And the clones, still serving the Empire, the inhibitor chips ensure their loyalty. Some have resisted, but not many. The weight of guilt never leaves Anakin at night. He dreams of the temple of the younglings, of the choice he made. But each morning, he wakes to Luke and Leia's laughter, and the guilt becomes bearable. He's not the man he was. He can never undo what he did, but he can be better. He can raise his children to be the heroes the galaxy needs. Years pass. Luke and Leia turn 3, then 5, then 8. They're inseparable to halves of the same whole. Luke is curious and adventurous, always taking things apart to see how they work. Leia is thoughtful and diplomatic, able to talk her way out of any trouble Luke gets them into. Anakin begins their training when they turn 8. Not Jedi training, exactly. Something different, something balanced. He teaches them lightsaber forms in the clearing behind the villa, using wooden practice sabers at first. Luke takes to it naturally, his movements fluid and instinctive. Leia is more deliberate, studying each form carefully before attempting it. Remember, the Force flows through all living things. Anakin demonstrates a simple kata. It's not about suppressing what you feel, it's about understanding it, channeling it. The Jedi taught that emotion was the enemy, but they were wrong. Emotion is part of being alive. It's how we use it that matters. Luke lunges forward with his practice saber, his strikes aggressive, but controlled. Leia circles around, looking for an opening. She's more patient, more calculating. When she strikes, it's precise. Their sparring session ends with both of them on the ground, laughing and out of breath. Anakin smiles. That's enough for today. Go help your mother with dinner. Inside the villa, Padmé has set up a classroom of sorts. Holobooks line the walls, covering everything from galactic history to advanced mathematics. She teaches the twins politics and diplomacy, showing them recordings from her days in the Senate. This was your father and I, before the Empire. We believed in democracy, in freedom, in justice for all. What happened, Mom? Leia asks. Why did it all fall apart? Because people became afraid. Padmé's voice is sad, and fear is the greatest weapon of tyrants. A single man, Emperor Palpatine, used that fear to convince the galaxy to give up their freedom in exchange for security. Could it happen again? Always. That's why we're teaching you. So you'll recognize the signs, so you'll know how to fight it. Luke leans forward. Are we going to fight the Empire someday? Padmé glances at Anakin. When you're ready, when the time is right. But for now, you learn, you grow, you become the people the galaxy needs. Leia's eyes narrow with determination beyond her years. We'll be ready, I promise. Outside the world remains peaceful, but across the galaxy, darkness gathers. Emperor Palpatine sits on his throne, his face hidden beneath a dark hood. Before him, a hologram flickers to life. It shows a young man and woman, their faces obscured, but their Force signatures unmistakable. Lord Sidious, the Grand Inquisitor's voice echoes through the chamber. We've detected unusual Force activity in the Outer Rim. 2 individuals, possibly trained, young Ware. The signal was faint. We lost it before we could pinpoint the location, but the initial readings came from the mid-rim, possibly Naboo. Shall we investigate, my lord? Send a patrol. Discreet. If it's nothing, we waste only time. But if it's something, a smile twists his features. If it's something, we may have found the last of Skywalker's bloodline. And this time, I'll make sure they serve me. Or die. The hologram flickers out. Palpatine rises from his throne and moves to the viewport. Below, Coruscant sprawls in all directions, a planet-wide city consumed by the machinery of the Empire. He spent years hunting for any trace of Anakin Skywalker. The failure on Mustafar still burns. Vader was supposed to be his greatest weapon. Instead, the fool had chosen love over power, sentiment over strength. But if Skywalker survived, if he had children, then perhaps all was not lost. Children could be molded, shaped, turned. And if they carried Anakin's bloodline, they would be powerful beyond measure. Palpatine would have his weapons, one way or another. On Naboo, Anakin wakes in the middle of the night, his skin cold with sweat. He felt something through the Force, a disturbance. A searching Pob stirs beside him. What's wrong? Someone's looking for us. He moves to the window, staring out at the moonlit lake. I can feel it, Obi-Wan. We need to warn him. They dress quickly and take a speeder across the lake. Obi-Wan's cottage is small and simple, much like the Jedi Master himself. He's already awake when they arrive, his face grim. I felt it too. Imperial presence in the system. Not strong, but it's there. We have to leave. Padmé's voice is urgent. Take the children and disappear. No, Anakin's voice is firm. We've been running for 8 years. If we run now, we'll be running forever. Then what do you suggest? We prepare. If they come, we'll be ready. But we won't abandon our home. Not without a fight. Obi-Wan studies him for a long moment, then nods. Very well. But we need to be smart about this. The children need to be ready. Their training must accelerate. Agreed. Anakin looks back toward the villa. It's time they learned what they're truly capable of. The next morning, Anakin and Padmé sit Luke and Leia down. The twins, now 10 years old, sense the gravity of the moment. Is something wrong? Luke asks. Not yet, but it might be soon. Anakin takes a deep breath. Your mother and I have kept you sheltered. We wanted to give you a normal childhood, but the truth is, there's nothing normal about our family. You know, we're Force sensitive, Leia states. You've been training us, yes, but there's more. I was a Jedi once during the Clone Wars, and your mother was a senator. We fought against tyranny, against injustice, but we failed. The Empire rose, and the Jedi fell. Why? What happened? Luke's eyes are wide because I made mistakes. Terrible mistakes. I fell to the dark side, and by the time I realized what I'd done, it was almost too late. The twins process this in silence. Finally, Leia speaks. But you came back. You chose us. Yes. And now, the Empire may be coming for us. For you, because of your connection to the Force, Palpatine the Emperor wants to control or destroy anyone who might threaten his power. What do? Fight. Anakin's voice is steel. Your mother and I have been preparing for this. Obi-Wan has been preparing. And now it's time for you to prepare as well. Starting today, your training intensifies. No more practice sabers. No more holding back. You need to be ready for whatever comes. Luke and Leia exchange glances, a silent conversation passing between them. Then, as one, they nod. We're ready. The training that follows is unlike anything they've experienced before. Anakin pushes them hard, teaching them advanced light forms and Force techniques. Obi-Wan joins the sessions, adding his own expertise. He teaches them patience, discipline, and the value of defense. Padmé contributes in her own way, teaching them tactics and strategy, how to read an opponent, how to anticipate their moves. The villa's clearing becomes a training ground. Luke and Leia spar daily, their skills growing exponentially. By the time they're 11, they're formidable. Not Jedi, not yet, but warriors in their own right. One afternoon, as they train, Anakin watches from the sidelines. Padmé joins him, her hand finding his. They're ready, she says quietly, as ready as they can be. Anakin's voice is heavy. I just hope it's enough. It will be, because they're not alone. They have us, and we have each other. A few days later, Obi-Wan arrives at the villa in a hurry. His face is grave, his movements urgent. Anakin meets him at the door, immediately sensing something is wrong. What is it? Imperial ships. 3 of them just entered the system. They're heading this way. How long do we have? An hour. Anakin's blood runs cold. He turns to find Padmé already ushering Luke and Leia into the room. The twins sense the tension immediately, their faces growing serious. Dad, what's happening? Luke asks. Are we in danger? The Empire has found us. Anakin kneels before his children, placing a hand on each of their shoulders. Everything your mother and I have been teaching you, it wasn't just lessons, it was preparation for this moment. You're both stronger than you know, but you have to trust us. Trust yourselves. Leia's jaw sets with determination. We're not running, are we? Anakin glances at Padmé, who nods. No, the time for running is over. We make our stand here, together. The family prepares quickly and efficiently. Anakin retrieves his old lightsaber from its hiding place, the weapon he thought he'd never ignite again. The blue blade hums to life, casting familiar shadows across the room. Padmé checks her blaster, her senatorial days long behind her, but her marksmanship, still sharp. She's not just a politician anymore. She's a mother protecting her children, and she'll fight to her last breath if necessary. Luke and Leia are given real lightsabers for the first time. Not practice weapons, but true Jedi blades. Luke's is blue, inherited from one of Obi-Wan's fallen comrades. Leia's is green, crafted from a crystal Anakin found years ago. The hilts feel heavy in their young hands, real, dangerous. But the moment they ignite the blades, something clicks. This is what they were born for. Obi-Wan positions himself near the tree line, his lightsaber ready. His injuries from Mustafar have long since healed, but the memory of that battle never fades. He's older now, wiser, but no less deadly. The Imperial shuttle appears on the horizon, growing larger as it approaches. It lands in the clearing with a hiss of hydraulics. The ramp lowers, and 4 figures emerge, Inquisitors clad in dark armor, their faces hidden behind helmets. Each one carries a lightsaber, the blades spinning with a distinctive mechanical hum. They spread out, surrounding the villa with practiced efficiency. These are not ordinary soldiers. These are Jedi hunters, trained by Vader, molded by the dark side. The 5th brother takes point, his massive frame intimidating even from a distance. His voice, amplified by his helmet, echoes across the clearing. Anakin Skywalker, we know you're here. Surrender yourself and the children, and the woman will be spared. Anakin steps out onto the balcony, his lightsaber unignited but ready. Padmé flanks him, her blaster aimed at the Inquisitors. Luke and Leia emerge from the shadows on either side, their young faces set with determination that makes even the Inquisitors pause. Those are children. The 9th sister hisses, her voice crackling through her helmet's speakers. The Emperor wants them alive if possible. The 5th brother's helmet turns toward her. Then they'll learn what it means to defy the Empire. The Inquisitors attack as one. The 5th brother leaps to the balcony with inhuman speed, his spinning, double-bladed lightsaber a whirl of red death. Anakin ignites his blade just in time, the blue and red meeting in a shower of sparks. The force of the impact drives him back a step, but he holds firm. Below, the 7th sister and 9th sister advance on Luke and Leia. The twins move as one, their training kicking in automatically. They spread apart, forcing the Inquisitors to divide their attention. Luke's style mirrors his father's, aggressive and powerful. He drives forward with overhead strikes that force the 7th sister to backpedal, her spinning lightsaber barely keeping pace with his assault. But she's experienced, far more than Luke. She redirects his momentum with a subtle parry, nearly disarming him in the process. Luke stumbles, off balance. The 7th sister moves in for the kill. Leia intervenes, her blade coming in from the side in a precise thrust. The Inquisitor barely deflects it, her attention now split between 2 opponents. On the balcony, Anakin fights with controlled fury. Each strike is measured, purposeful. He's not the reckless Padawan he once was, nor the fallen Sith he almost became. He's something between, something balanced. The 5th brother realizes he's outmatched and calls for support. 4th sister, to me. The 4th sister, who had been circling the villa, looking for alternate entry points, abandons her position and leaps up to join him. 2 on 1, the odds shift. Anakin smirks beneath the sweat and concentration. I've faced worse odds, the Battle of Geonosis, the Siege of Cato Nemoidia, countless Clone Wars engagements. 2 Inquisitors are nothing. The 2 Inquisitors coordinate their attacks with practiced precision. The 5th brother goes high, his massive strength behind each blow. The 4th sister goes low, her strikes fast and serpentine. Anakin moves like water between them, his blade a blur of blue light. He parries the 5th brother's overhead strike and uses the momentum to spin and slash at the 4th sister, forcing her to leap back. But they're not his only concern. Below, his children are holding their own, but they're still young, still learning. A mistake could be fatal. Padmé fires from the doorway, her blaster bolts calculated and precise. She aims for joints in the Inquisitor's armor, weak points in their defense. One shot grazes the 9th sister's shoulder. The Inquisitor snarls in pain and frustration, her attention momentarily diverted. Luke presses his advantage against the 7th sister. His strikes grow faster, more confident. She tries to counter with a spinning slash, but he anticipates the move, his father's lessons paying off. He ducks under her blade and sweeps her legs with a force-enhanced kick. She falls hard, her lightsaber skittering across the ground. She can recover. Leia's green blade comes down, stopping inches from her throat. Surrender. Leia's voice is steady, without mercy, but without cruelty either. The 7th sister looks up at the young girl standing over her, and for a moment, something flickers in her eyes. Regret, fear. But then, the moment passes. The Inquisitor reaches for a hidden blade in her boot. Leia doesn't hesitate. Her lightsaber strikes true. The 7th sister falls still. Luke stares at his sister, shock and respect warring on his face. They trained for this, prepared for this. But the reality of taking a life, even an enemy's life, is different from the theory. The ninth sister sees her companion fall and roars in anger. She unleashes a wave of force energy that throws both twins backward. Luke and Leia hit the ground hard, the wind knocked from their lungs. Their lightsabers fly from their hands, deactivating as they clatter away. No, Padmé's cry echoes across. The clearing, she fires desperately at the Inquisitor, bolt after bolt. But the ninth sister deflects them with ease, her spinning lightsaber creating a shield of red energy. She advances on the fallen children, her blade raised for the killing blow. This is where your rebellion ends, little ones. The Emperor will be pleased to know you died quickly, but she never reaches them. Anakin drops from the balcony, landing between the Inquisitor and his children with the force of a meteor. The impact cracks the stone beneath his feet. His lightsaber flashes once, twice, 3 times, too fast for the eye to follow. The ninth sister staggers, smoking wounds across her chest and arms. Her lightsaber falls from nerveless fingers. She drops to her knees, then falls forward, still on the balcony. The fifth brother and fourth sister realize they're beaten. They exchange glances, their helmets turning toward each other in silent communication. Retreat, the fifth brother's voice, is grim. We're outnumbered and outmatched. Report to Lord Vader. They use force speed to reach their shuttle, moving faster than the eye can track. Anakin considers pursuing, but decides against it. His priority is his family. The shuttle lifts off, engines screaming as it climbs into the sky. But as it disappears into the clouds, the sky darkens. A massive shadow falls over the villa. An Imperial Star Destroyer emerges from the upper atmosphere, its wedge-shaped hull blotting out the sun. And from its main hangar, a single shuttle descends, smaller than the Inquisitor's transport, more ominous. Anakin helps Luke and Leia to their feet, checking them for injuries. They're bruised but alive. Obi-Wan emerges from the tree line, his lightsaber still ignited. His face is grim. "This is it," he says quietly. "Vader is here." The shuttle lands in the center of the clearing. For a long moment, nothing happens. The only sound is the wind rustling through the trees and the distant hum of the Star Destroyer's engines. Then the ramp lowers. Vader steps out. His mechanical breathing fills the clearing like a death knell. The sound is wrong, unnatural. Each breath rasps and hisses, powered by the machinery keeping him alive. His armor is black as the void, polished to a mere sheen, and in his hand, a red lightsaber hangs unignited but ready. Anakin positions himself in front of his family, his blade held in a defensive stance. "Stay behind me, all of you." But Vader's focus isn't on the children or even Padmé. It's on Anakin. His helmet tilts slightly, as if studying him. The vocoder crackles to life. So the rumors were true. Anakin Skywalker lives. "Who are you?" Anakin demands. "Another clone. Another of Palpatine's twisted experiments. A remnant." Vader's voice is cold, emotionless. "A shadow. What you would have become if you had continued down the path of darkness. The Emperor's contingency plan. When you failed him on Mustafar, he created me, perfected you, made you into the weapon you should have been. I am what you feared. What? You rejected. And now, I will finish what you could not." Vader ignites his lightsaber. The red blade casts an ominous glow across his black armor. The two warriors begin to circle each other. Anakin can feel the dark side radiating from Vader like a physical force. This thing is strong, perhaps as strong as he once was at his peak, but Anakin is no longer fighting alone. Padmé takes up position with her blaster, her stance steady despite the fear in her eyes. Obi-Wan moves to flank Vader, his lightsaber ready. Luke and Leia retrieve their weapons, standing on either side. Of their father, this is no longer a duel, it's a battle. A family fighting together against the darkness. Vader charges first. His opening strike is devastating, a two-handed overhead slash meant to split Anakin in half. Anakin meets it head-on, their blades crashing together with such force that the ground beneath them cracks. Shock waves ripple outward, throwing up dust and debris. Obi-Wan comes in from the side, his defensive form perfectly complementing Anakin's aggressive style. The two old friends move in sync, their years of fighting together not forgotten. It's like the Clone Wars again. Back when they were unstoppable, Vader is forced to defend against both. His movements, mechanical but efficient. He blocks Anakin's overhead strike with his lightsaber held horizontally, then pivots to parry Obi-Wan's thrust with the tip of his blade. The economy of motion is perfect, no wasted energy, no unnecessary flourishes. This is a killing machine. But then Padmé fires. The blaster bolt takes Vader in the shoulder. While his armor absorbs most of the impact, it staggers him. Just for a moment. But a moment is all the Skywalkers need. Luke and Leia see the opening. They move as one, just as they did against the Inquisitors. Luke goes high, his blue blade, arcing toward Vader's head. Leia goes low, her green blade targeting his leg joints. Vader blocks Luke's strike, his superior strength and reach giving him the advantage. But Leia's blade slashes across his leg joint. Sparks fly. The armor is breached. For the first time, Vader feels pain. Real pain. Not the dull ache of his mechanical body, but sharp, immediate agony. He lashes out with the Force, throwing everyone back with a wave of dark energy. The family is scattered, each member hitting the ground hard. Anakin is the first to rise, his lightsaber already coming up to block Vader's follow-up attack. The red and blue blades lock, held mere inches apart. By the force and strength of both warriors, you cannot win. Vader's vocoder crackles. The Emperor has already won. The Jedi are destroyed. The Republic is gone. Your resistance is meaningless. Then why are you here? Anakin pushes back, breaking the lock. If we're meaningless, why waste your time? Because the Emperor commands it, and I obey. That's the difference between us. I chose freedom. You chose slavery. For a moment, just a fraction of a second, something flickers in Vader's mechanical breathing. A hitch, a hesitation. Then it's gone, replaced by renewed fury. Vader attacks with brutal efficiency, his strikes designed to kill. But the Skywalkers are resilient. They rise again, all of them. Anakin stands with his family, his master, and realizes something profound. This is what Palpatine feared. Not him alone, not the chosen one in isolation, but the family, the connection, the love that makes them stronger together than any Sith could ever be alone. You're not what I would have become, Anakin says, his voice carrying across the clearing. You're what Palpatine wanted me to be, a slave to the dark side, a puppet. I choose freedom. I choose love. I choose my family. The battle resumes with renewed intensity. But now, there's a coordination to the family's attacks that wasn't there before. Anakin and Obi-Wan engage Vader directly, their styles complementing each other perfectly. Anakin's aggressive assault creates openings. Obi-Wan's defensive mastery exploits them. Padmé provides covering fire, her shots timed to coincide with the lightsaber exchanges. Each bolt forces Vader to divide his attention, to defend against attacks from multiple angles. Luke and Leia dart in and out like phantoms, striking at weak points before retreating. Luke targets Vader's damaged leg. Leia goes for his hands, trying to disarm him. They're not trying to win through a single decisive blow. They're wearing him down, death by 1,000 cuts, and it's working. Vader's movements become less precise. His breathing, already labored, grows more ragged. His defenses begin to falter. Finally, the opening comes. Anakin's lightsaber slashes across Vader's chestplate, melting through the armor. Obi-Wan's blade cuts through his wrist, severing the hand holding the lightsaber. The red blade falls, deactivating as it hits the ground. Luke and Leia move in together, their blades crossing at Vader's throat. The Dark Warrior drops to his knees, his breathing now a harsh, desperate wheeze. It's over. Anakin stands before Vader, his lightsaber ready for the final blow. Behind the mask, Vader's photoreceptors flicker. The Emperor will never stop hunting you. You know this. Let him come, we'll be ready. Anakin raises his lightsaber. They stand in silence, watching the stars emerge as darkness falls. Somewhere out there, the galaxy continues its endless turning. Lives are being lived, stories are being told, and the legacy of their choices continues to ripple outward, touching billions of lives they'll never know about. Do you have any regrets? Padmé asks quietly, the question they've both been dancing around. After all this time, after everything we've been through, is there anything you wish you'd done differently? Only one, Anakin admits, his voice heavy, with old pain, that I didn't choose this path sooner. That I wasted so much time in darkness, so many years in fear, before finding the light. All those people I hurt, the younglings I killed, the Jedi I betrayed. Those scars will never fully heal. But you found your way back. Padmé turns to face him, her hand cupping his cheek. That's what matters. You made the right choice when it counted most. And our children, our grandchildren, everyone we've helped, they're proof that redemption is always possible. That it's never too late to choose love over hate, light over darkness. I know, and I'm grateful for every day we've had since Mustafar. Every moment with you and the children. It's more than I deserved, more than I ever hoped for. You deserved happiness. Anakin, we all do. That's one of the most important lessons we've learned. The Force doesn't demand suffering or sacrifice. It wants us to be whole, to be happy, to live fully. The Jedi forgot that. They became so focused on duty and detachment that they forgot to live. They fall silent again, content in each other's presence. Years of marriage have taught them that not everything needs words. Sometimes presence is enough. 3 months later, Padmé passes away peacefully in her sleep, surrounded by her family. Luke and Leia hold her hands as she takes her last breath. Anakin whispering words of love in her ear, reminding her of all the years they shared. The galaxy mourns her loss. Padmé Amidala, former Queen of Naboo, former senator, founding member of the rebellion, architect of the New Republic's constitution, mother and grandmother and great-grandmother. Her legacy is inscribed in the very foundation of everything. They've built funeral is held on Naboo. Her body returned to her homeworld one final time. Thousands attend, representatives from every world in the New Republic. They speak of her courage, her wisdom, her unwavering commitment to justice and freedom. Anakin stands through it all, his face composed, but his heart breaking. He feels her loss like a physical wound, a part of himself torn away. But he doesn't fall to darkness, doesn't let grief consume him, because he knows she's not truly gone. She lives on in their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, in every person who fights for freedom and justice. In the New Republic, they helped build together. In every act of compassion and mercy across the galaxy. Everywhere, always. He lives for another 5 years after her death, spending his time at the Academy and with family. He becomes a figure of legend, the ancient master who survived the Empire and helped build the New Republic. Students come from across the galaxy just to meet him, to hear his stories, to learn from his experiences. He teaches when he has the energy, sharing lessons hard-won through decades of mistakes and growth. But mostly, he prepares. He can feel his time coming to an end, his body failing slowly but inevitably, and he's ready. It's made his peace with the galaxy, with the Force, with himself. He's lived a full life, far longer and better than he ever expected. One morning, 5 years after Padmé's death, Anakin Skywalker simply doesn't wake up. He passes peacefully in his sleep, a smile on his face. Rejoining his wife in the Force, Luke finds him first, immediately sensing the change. His father's body is still empty, but his presence in the Force is stronger than ever before, free of physical limitations. The funeral is the largest the New Republic has ever seen, even larger than Padmé's. Beings from across the galaxy come to pay their respects to the man who could have been the galaxy's greatest villain but chose to be its unlikely hero. Former rebels who fought under his command, politicians whose careers he enabled, Jedi he trained, people whose lives he saved, directly or indirectly, all united in honoring his memory. Luke gives the eulogy, standing before billions, watching across the galaxy. His voice is steady despite his grief, years of teaching giving him the composure he needs. My father was not a perfect man. He made mistakes, terrible mistakes that he regretted until his dying day. He fell to darkness and came within inches of becoming everything he hated. But he also made the most important choice of his life. When given the chance to embrace power or embrace love, he chose love. He chose family. He chose to come back from the brink. And in doing so, he showed us all that it's never too late, that redemption is always possible, that love is stronger than hate, that light can always push back darkness. Leia adds her own words, her political experience helping her find the right message. Our father taught us that the Force isn't about power or control. It's about connection, about understanding, about balance between all things. He taught us that emotions aren't weakness, but strength when guided by compassion. And he taught us that family, in all its forms, is the most important thing in the galaxy. Not biological family necessarily, but the family we choose. The people we stand with, fight for, and love unconditionally. The funeral pyre is lit at sunset, the flames consuming Anakin's physical form as thousands watch in respectful silence. As his body burns, his presence in the Force intensifies dramatically. Then, to everyone's amazement, 3 Force ghosts appear visible to everyone regardless of Force sensitivity. Anakin stands between Obi-Wan and Padmé, all 3 of them smiling peacefully. They're together again, reunited in death as they were in life, eternal. United in the Force beyond time and space. Beside them, other ghosts appear. Qui-Gon Jinn, his long hair flowing in an invisible wind. Yoda, his ears perked with satisfaction. Mace Windu, his stern expression softened. All the Jedi who died fighting the Empire, all gathered to welcome one of their own home. Luke and Leia can feel their parents' presence, a warm comfort wrapping around them like a blanket. They're not crying anymore. How can they cry when they can feel their parents' love so clearly, so tangibly? Their mother and father aren't gone. They're right there, watching, guiding, loving, always and forever. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.